Most High gave his word to everybody, right?
That bondage you living out right now. That bondage is why you at the bus stop right now.
You understand? The scripture says, any man speak, let him speak of the oracles of God. They think the law is a small thing.
Separate, man. We are separate from these other nations, man. That's right.
Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rebel, busy man shit, nigga. They take their head over, nigga.
I pray where Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like Samson, I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert, another cop just stretch the nigga. He a demon, it's an exorcism, watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. Fuck the opposition, I see vision, let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spin, I ain't listening, is in fact the If revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jake. So Tower War, we gon' run the summer, it's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't just do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real triggering on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear. This shit light work. It ain't about who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain frame. Shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never break the hand and feed you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitching about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, I with that hollow side, yeah, this the rim accord. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still about my brain, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get it, boy, lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my taxes. Yes, you said. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only me a place of captivity, save facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom, we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood, Slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember Yohanna's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mass shooters. Devils design fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi barak to the ahtham. Yahawah Shamar Bahasham Yahawashi to the ahtham. Once again, I'm Officer of 1,000 Wadi. This is the Detroit Law class under Commander General Yohanna, man. And as usual, shout out to Commander General Yohanna, man, who held on to the truth, man. And by him holding on to the truth, man, a brother like myself was able to come into the truth, okay? Because he held on to the truth and never dropped his sword. All right? Today, just give me 1 second. Let me just do a quick little sound check. Making sure the sound is too up. Okay, I sound a little low. 1 second. Okay, we back. That's a while. Sounds a lot better. Let's see. All right, which one? And as I was saying, GEN.YAHANNA, we never let go of this truth, man. And that's the reason why, of course, I'm able to be sitting here right now teaching this class. A lot of brothers was able to change their ways from their disgusting lives and become a new person, a new being in this body of Christ, man. All right? Changing from our disgusting ways and the things that we used to do back in the day. We are now different. And today we're going to just touch on a couple of things because, of course, as y'all know, a lot, of course, been going on inside of the world, man. And it's like, the way I've been looking at it is because it's like when we was in Egypt, right? And the Most High would bring a plague on the Egyptians, and then the Egyptians would do something further to try to oppress us while we were under their foot. It's so parallel what we go through today and what we went through under the Egyptians. It's undeniable that we are the same people. It's undeniable, man. It's no way possible that you can say that these people inside of this book are not us. It's too undeniable. It's too parallel. It's too close. It's the same exact thing, just in a more modern time. Okay? Oh, it's like if y'all can like, share, subscribe for the class. Also, if y'all have any questions, put it in the chat. I will get to them, okay? Yeah, like I was saying anyway, it's like it. And there's so much going on in the world today, like, as y'all heard, I'm sure y'all heard, the overturning of affirmative action and also the right to serve. So now we won't be able to be inside some of Esau's stores. They're going to serve and not serve. Basically, in a nutshell, everything that they was marching for in the 60s, in the 50s, and trying to overturn and trying to change and things of that nature, all gone away. All gone away. And it shouldn't surprise y'all that he would break these things that he done. Because what did he do with your brother, the Native American? He made treaties and he made deals, and he never stuck to any of them. But for some reason, we thought that he would stick to the same deals with us. Those laws are written on a piece of paper. They don't change the heart of men. They don't change how your oppressor actually feels about you. This is a moment that he's been waiting on. Okay? He's been waiting on this, waiting for a chance to get away from you. To get away from him, because he wants nothing to do with you. And some of y'all don't even understand that this is a blessing in disguise. But guess what? Now, we don't have any choice like it. but to come together and turn to one another, which is what the Lord wants. The Lord wants us to come together and turn to one another, man. You depend on your oppressor. You will listen to what your oppressor say before you listen to what your brother say. And the Lord is tired of that, man. And now he's unraveling everything, man. And that's how you know it's getting closer and closer to us getting out of this thing, man. First of all, we're going to start with Deuteronomy 17 and 15. Deuteronomy 17 and 15. Okay? The Lord said, do what? We're not supposed to even be under the foot. Someone from another nation should never rule over us. That should never happen, man. The Lord never intended for anything like that to happen. But once again, we was on high, and what we decided to do, we looked at the other nations and wanted to do the things that they was doing. So that brought us what? If we above them, we have to come down to do what they doing. So it crumbled us, man, by not listening to the Lord, who told us to do what? Stay away from him, not do those things, man. All right? Deuteronomy 17 and 15, and it reads, it says, thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God has chosen. Meaning what? You're supposed to set someone over us that the Lord chooses. All right? We put men of God, like the Lord put Commander General Yohanna in charge of this nation. That's a man that the Lord chose, man. You want to set Bill Clinton over there because you think it's cool that he said he smoked some weed. Or Hillary Clinton because she said she carried hot sauce in her purse. We have to get away. We have to get away from silly things like that. We just think about whatever is cool. A lot of us don't worry about important topics. The things we worry about is the next new pair of Jordans that's coming out. That's the most important thing to us sometimes, man. That's the mindset of the children. We have to come out of that, man. And because we stay in that mindset, we can never really look at and assess what is being done to our people. Something has been done to black people, to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans inside of this kingdom, man. We didn't just turn out this way. This is not just something that we do. This is not our everyday life. This is not the way we plan things out. We didn't expect our community to look the way it does. But when your oppressor is ruling over you in your community, and he is, all you have to do is look around. All this is because we decide to do what? Follow people that the Lord did not set up over us, man. We don't choose real men of God to rule over us. We allow the people that oppress us to pick who sits over us. That's what we do, man. But the Lord said, we supposed to set someone who he chooses over us. And that's why we suffer the way we suffer, man. Because we don't have the man of the Lord over us. Okay? It says, one from among thy brethren shall thou select. One from among thy brethren shall thou set king over thee. Meaning one of us, man. How do you expect your oppressor to understand what you're going through when he's the one oppressing you? He's the one creating your conditions. He's the one doing this thing to you that's being done to you. And you expect him to try to be understanding. The only thing he understands is what he's doing to you. because he's doing it to you purposely. He's not interested in being your friend and looking out for you. But a man raised from among you, one from among you, who see what you go through, who suffered on the side next to you, he can understand what you're going through. Because he's going through the same exact thing that you're going through. The same oppressor that's oppressing you is oppressing him. But we don't think like that. We don't think, we don't understand that. We look at him and we look at him and he in the same way or position that we in, and we think what? He not capable for the job. He's just another me. But the Lord said what? The Lord said, set one above you from your brethren. One that think like you. One that look like you. One that come from where you come from, man. That's a heavy thing, man. You can't say, we put our hope. We think the oppressor is going to help us, man. We think the oppressor is going to get us out of the situation that we're in. We turn to him. And he laughed. When he see us marching, your oppressor laughing at you, man. He think it's funny. He just come in and put some money behind some group, and it's just entertaining for him. Because he knows he has no intention on changing anything, okay? Let's get it reading on. It says, thou mayest not set a stranger over thee. You can't set somebody over you. Again, like I said earlier, you can't set somebody over you who oppresses you. You can't set the same very man that wants to destroy you over you and expect a positive result. It doesn't work like that. You give a man that wants to destroy you power and control over you, he's going to destroy you. How do we know that's true? Well, just walk outside your house. Look at your neighborhood. That comes from having someone of another nation over you. Look at the prison system, man. My brothers and sisters is packed in the prison system. Well, that comes from having someone not of your brethren ruling over you. That's come from having a stranger over you, man. Think about what the war on drugs did to the black community. And then come to find out that your oppressor was the one flooding our community with the drugs. Think about that, man. He's flooding our neighborhood with the drugs.
Shalam Israel.
And locking you up for selling them. When he the one bringing them in. He the drug dealer. But you sit in jail for it. They did a war on drugs, man. Destroyed black people, man. Destroyed them. Criminalized them. The whole time, they the ones bringing it in. The whole time. Okay? And even when it came out, that's what was going on. None of them went to jail. They brought it in and was using the police departments to move the drugs, man. That's what was going on. Yet our people packed the prison system for it. That's what happened when you set a stranger over you, man. And the proof that what I'm saying is the truth, because when they had a drug epidemic with their people, man, they said these people are sick and they need help. They ain't say we need tougher laws to lock these criminals up and stop them from their drug selling and drug use. Nah, that's what they said when it came to their people. They had commercials with doctors and hospitals they could go to and get all the treatment they need, and it was covered under their insurance. Oh man, the compassion that they showed for their people. The compassion they showed for their people. That's what happened when you set a stranger over you. He's gonna show you the difference between him dealing with your people and him dealing with his people. It's two totally different things, and we didn't. And honestly, we didn't even need that. Everybody knows it's a difference if you walk into, let's say, a courtroom and you're a brother versus walking into a courtroom and you're an oppressor, and you have to stand and you standing in front of that oppressor. We done seen it happen 1,000 times. 1,000 times. It's nothing new. Everybody knows it. We know the difference. We know we get pulled over for stuff that your oppressor never gets pulled over for. All right? I stayed in Jackson for a minute, man. They pull you over for, brothers was getting pulled over for having air fresheners hanging from their mirror. They was pulling brothers over for that, man. Just to see, just so they have some reason to check to see if you had drugs or see if they can pull you out your car if you ain't have insurance. So they can search the car. You in the poorest neighborhood inside the community. Pulling them over some insurance, okay? That's what happened when you set a stranger over you, man. That is what happens, man. That's why the Lord said, do what? Set one from among your brethren. Because your brethren gonna do what? He gonna have a sense of compassion for you. While your oppressor will have none. Because why? He just wants to oppress you. Okay? It says, thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. Which is not thy brother. That don't even make sense. I wouldn't, like, if we just took, let's just take it off the Bible for 5 seconds, right? Just naturally, if someone was murdering your family, you wouldn't then want to take that person and put him over you, to rule over you, and you just watch them kill your mother, kill your father, kill your brother, and now you say, this is a great pick to be over me. That don't even make sense. That makes no sense whatsoever, man. We have to start now, with things changing the way it is, we're going to have to start thinking. We're going to have to stop letting the oppressor think for us. And stop thinking that the things that he do is the right thing to do. It does not work like that, man. It does not work like that. Who knows what's best for us better than us? Who knows what's best for us better than us? Because we the ones doing what? We the ones going through. We the ones hearing the mixed stuff. All right. Let's get Lamentations 4:17. Lamentations 4:17, man. This is actually a great time for me. I'm actually pretty ecstatic. Because for once, we're going to have to finally do what the Lord said do. But we're going to have to do what? What the scripture say? It say, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. We're actually going to have to do that. Your oppressor is actually about to turn up. Because what? Because what? Your oppressor knows. See, like we talk, it's our time to get out of here. The time is coming. Christ is returning. Guess what? Your oppressor know that too. Your oppressor knows that too. And just like they did in Egypt, when those plagues was hitting, and Pharaoh was turning up, he said, let them go get their own straw. Don't bring them the straw. They go get their own straw. Let them make their own bricks and mortar. That's what Pharaoh said. And guess what? The same thing going on here. The same exact thing is going on here. As the Lord plagues this kingdom, the oppressor turning it up on us because they can't do what? They know they can't fight the Most High. But they do understand what? That they're enemies of the Most High. And this is how they try to fight to keep their kingdom going. Their hope is what? What's their hope and their reason? They don't believe that we'll be able to get it together and come together and figure it out amongst ourselves. They don't believe that. They believe that we're too destroyed, that they've done too much to us for us to be able to do something like that. But nah, the Lord got a different plan, man. The Lord has a whole different plan. And that's why he sends us out on them corners every weekend. About 20 minutes, they ain't gonna have no choice but to listen to us. More importantly, they've been listening to us. They ain't gonna have no choice but to start taking some action. Because guess what they gonna see? They gonna see everywhere else they go, there's no help. There's nowhere else to turn. The Lord is going to make them turn to him. Voluntary or involuntary, however you want to do it, you're going to turn to the Lord. The Lord said he wants his people worshiping him. You're going to get away from that oppressor. At least some of y'all, a lot of y'all love him too much. Can't live without him. All right? Lamentations 4:17, it says, as for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain hope, for our vain help. You think your oppressor gonna help you, man? That is vain. You hoping in the wrong goddamn thing. You hoping in the wrong thing, man. Your oppressor will never ever actually do anything to actually help you. They won't do it. Because in helping you, why would your oppressor help build you up so you can be over him and he know who you are? You might not know who you are. Well, everybody knows now, but the truth is out. Everybody that heard it, it has been put in their ears, it's not a secret no more. It's not hidden anymore of who we are. You might want to accept it, but your oppressor understands that's exactly who you are. So he'll never put you in a position or never assist you to get into the position so you can do the things that you're supposed to do. Why do you think he gave you Christianity? So you can just live a life of happiness and sin and do all the sinning in the world that you want to do. You just you go your whole life sinning because of Christianity. That's what he wants. That's what your oppressor would set you up. This is why you, again, like we read in Deuteronomy, it said what? Don't put no stranger over you, because a stranger will give you Christianity. Okay, you don't like Christianity, no sweat. For the ones that don't like that, what did he give you? He gave you some weed. He gave you them drugs, man. Them prostitutes. Any form of lust that is a sin, your oppressor makes sure that it's accessible to you. But you know what he never make accessible to you? The right thing to do. He always found a way to keep the right thing to do away from you. Everything else is set right in front of you. All the drugs you want. You like snorting cocaine? All the cocaine you can find is out there in the store. You like smoking weed? They got a weed place everywhere. It look like they 10 feet away from each other, all everywhere around here. They used to say a weed in they used to say a church and a liquor store on every corner. Now it's a church, liquor store, and a weed store on every corner. They all over the place. You just walk in and you don't even need, they switched it from, you don't even need a license anymore. All you need is what? Your ID. And you can get as high as you want off of brownies and cakes and W1, all kind of nonsense. Because your oppressor does what, man? What does that do for you? That destroys you, man. That's why you don't set a stranger up over you. This is why your eyes feel vain for help, or vain help. You're looking for a vain help because you're looking for your oppressor to help you. You're looking for your oppressor to help you. Your oppressor is not ever going to do anything to help you. So give me 1 second, I gotta check and make sure I don't have any questions. Yeah, your oppressor will never help you. He never has any intent on helping you. Helping you is the last thing he wants to do. Why? Would you ever help somebody to get up over you? Would you work as hard as you can to build somebody else up to be over you so you can serve them? No, you wouldn't. No, you would not. You wouldn't do that. So don't think your oppressor would do something like that. Okay? As for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. It could not or would not. Could not or would not. For one, this is not what the Lord wants. The Lord does not want some other nation coming to save us and deliver us out of this. That's not what the Lord wants. That's the very first thing we should be understanding. The Lord don't want your oppressor to save you in the first place. The Lord wants one thing: our obedience. Our obedience, man. He wants us back listening to the things that He told us to do. That's what the Lord wants. That's what the Lord wants. And it's important that we get that. Because what? When we do that, who's going to get the glory? The Lord going to get the glory. Because what is the Lord going to do? He's going to destroy our enemies in front of the face of everybody. Think about what Egypt was. The greatest army on the planet. And when the Lord delivered us out of Egypt, man, He destroyed all of Egypt. Egypt's entire army, all of Egypt's firstborn. Think about everything that we've done to Egypt in sight of the whole world. It's the same thing here, man. Think about all the things that the Lord is doing with COVID. With now we having air alerts where we can't go outside because of the air. Think about the things that the Lord is doing here, man. But the things that has been done to us here, though. But the things that's been done to us here, we
We can't get justice from our oppressor, but the Lord is going to bring our justice. You can't go to the Esau court system and think you're going to get some form of justice. When has that happened? Where they do that at? It don't happen. Not in this kingdom. Not in this kingdom, man. What nation we gonna turn to? What do we think? The Africans gonna help us? Since when? The Africans got a seat in the Union. When have they ever mentioned anything about us? Think about how long the United Nations been together and discussing stuff on the floor and what goes on with people. When has Africa ever brought us up? They got a seat there. They've been having it. They're part of the United Nations. Why do they never say anything about us and what's going on with us? Some program will set something up where we can start coming back there if we are African. This is so silly that our people, we go into all these different things, but and Salaki, I use the word silly, but the thing is, we just a people trying to find ourselves. And because we trying to find ourselves, we go into all these different things. We go off into Christianity. We go off into Islam. We go off into Africanism, Egyptology, whatever you want to call that stuff, man. We go off into Buddhism. And all these things are attached to another nation. They just put us under the foot of another nation. Predominantly of other nations that has oppressed us. We in Islam, we under Arab oppression again. There ain't no secret about the Arab slave trade no more. We know what they did to us. We in Christianity, we under our main oppressor right now. We go to Africanism, we under another, or Egyptology, whatever nonsense that is, we under another oppressor. Everywhere we turn is just a nation of people that has oppressed us. Except for turning to where? The one thing that will deliver us, man, us coming back to our identity and putting away the identity of all these other nations, man. We have to put away all these things that has failed us. These things have been failing us for over 50 years, man. For over 50 years. And as you look at all these things, you see them drying up. They're fading away. They're fading. They just falling away because what? It's not for us, so guess what happens? It comes to naught. It comes to naught. At one time, Islam seemed like it was the most powerful thing in the planet. Now look at all of them. They're in Scientology somewhere. It's coming to naught. The Black Panthers, it seemed real powerful. You don't see that anywhere now. It came to naught. Christianity, churches are closing down rapidly. It's coming to naught. You see all of these things happening, man. You have to understand one thing. Salaki, if I may, guess what's happening here? We are growing. As the Lord is shutting everything else down, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are coming more and more together. Because that's what the Lord wants to happen, man. That's what the Lord wants to happen. Verse 18, it says, they hunt our steps. And that's what they do, man. They hunt our steps, man. They hunt our steps. Again, like I said, I'm from Jackson, right? I mean, I'm not from Jackson. I lived there for a hot second. You know, black people get pulled over for their license plate lights, right? If your license plate light ain't working, you get pulled over for that, man. You get pulled over for that, man. Your license plate light. I said, I never. They hunt your steps, man. They really don't give a damn about your license plates. They looking for any reason to do what? Pull you out that car and search the car. What difference does the license plate light make? They can still see your license plate either way it goes. They can see it. But because they hunt your steps, look for any reason to pull you out the car, search you, have you sitting on the sidewalk, and all that old garbage that they love to do. Because they hunt your steps, man. They hunt your steps. Then you get to where? The courtroom. And then the courtroom finish you off. It's not like, don't think the judge sitting there don't know that they just doing that to mess with you. They know. They don't care. Because they hunt your steps. We know that we cannot go into the streets. That we cannot go into the streets, man. Don't get pulled over for that license plate light, because you could lose your life over that. Over a license plate lifestyle. You might not make it back home over your license plate light. You might not make it back home over a child support warrant. You might not make it back home just over a traffic stop. You can have everything, your license, your insurance, registration, everything up to date, and you still might not make it back home because some crooked cop is having a bad day. Or some crooked cop just hates you enough to want to murder you. He wants to find a reason to murder you. He already is stopping you simply because you are black. He's already doing that. And he's looking for any reason to throw you in jail. And then when he can't find a reason, then he's looking for a reason just to simply murder. That's all he wants to do. He has a bloodlust to murder black people. It doesn't matter to him because what happens at the end? They're just moving to another office somewhere, or reassign them, transfer them somewhere else. You know, he doesn't murder about 3 or 4 black people. They'll just move to another precinct somewhere else. Let his murderousness continue. Because they don't have a sense of compassion. And our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. That's not a nation of people that can save us, man. That is not a nation of people that can save us. How in the heck can we expect that nation of people to save us, man? A nation of people, it seemed almost like the law enforcement was created to simply oppress black people. To simply oppress black people, man. It didn't get created for justice. It got created to oppress black people. All right. Let's get Daniel the 8th chapter. Daniel the 8th chapter. So like, it's been too many years and too long, man, that we have put our faith in our oppressor. It's been too long, too many years and too long. And you know it's been too many years and too long, and you know we won't, because how do you know that that's what we do? That we put our faith in our oppressor to save us out of our condition? Because he's the one that we go to and ask. Yeah. Well, we say, well, can we have this right? Well, can we have that right? Is it okay if we do this? Is it okay if we do that? We have to, like, check in with our oppressor. That's what we have to do. We don't have the same freedoms as everybody else has. We're the only people that have to ask, is it okay if we? No other nation has to ask the people that oppress them, is it okay if we? A lot of y'all celebrated Independence Day yesterday. And it is truly sad to see my people celebrate Independence Day. That is a truly sad thing, man. I know, I get it, I understand. You like to barbecue, you enjoy barbecue. And you don't care any reason to barbecue. You want to barbecue. I love barbecue too. I do. I love it. I must admit it. It's very tasty. But I would never barbecue on the 4th of July. I would never do it. The day before or the day after. I would never do it. Because it has nothing to do with us. I don't even want people to think, I don't even want to give the appearance that I participate in such nonsense. It has nothing to do with you, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. It has nothing to do with you. You were not free. You were in chains. You were. You were literally in chains. You are celebrating the fact that you are still a slave. That's what you celebrate. You celebrating the fact that you're still a slave. You're not celebrating independence. You celebrate, I'm happy that I'm still being oppressed inside of this kingdom. You celebrate the independence of your oppressor. We have to stop, again, we have to stop being fooled by foolishness. That's why the scripture saying, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. The truth is what sets you free. The truth is the thing that sets you free, man. Because you'll be free from what? From a bunch of foolishness. You'll be free from celebrating the fact that you was happy to be in chains. You'll be free from celebrating that, man. Because you won't celebrate the 4th of July. So you won't be celebrating the fact that you was happy to be a slave. Because what else would you be celebrating for the 4th of July? The damn show wasn't independence, or you being free. The only thing it is you was happy to be a slave still. Okay? Let's get Daniel, what I say, 8th chapter. Let's get Daniel the 8th chapter, and we're going to jump down to the 25th verse. The 25th verse. Daniel 8 and 25. Okay. Daniel 8 and 25, and it reads, and it says, and through his philosophy, and through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. Shall cause craft to prosper in his hands. Meaning what? How do we cause craft to prosper in his hands? What do we read when we read that prayer, Psalms 83? So they did what? They take crafty counsel. They take crafty counsel. So when he calls craft to prosper inside of his hands, through his policies, through what? Through his laws, through his legislation, through the things that he write in. Y'all thought integration was an excellent idea. Y'all thought integration was the end of your oppression. When integration was just a new way to oppress you. How was it the new way? What did integration teach you to do? Integration taught you to sell your businesses and go get some jobs. That's what integration taught you. Sell your business and go get you a job. Working for the oppressor. Not working for each other, but working for the oppressor. You got tricked into selling your job and selling your house in Archer, Washington. And then when it was all said and done, you had nothing and nowhere to go. They said they going to get their check. That's what they said. Said we going to march on Washington and get our check. And you got nothing. You thought that was going to change something. Nah, it didn't change anything, man. It made everything worse. It made everything worse, man. Anytime you depend on your oppressor, man, it is going to get made worse. Craft. See, your oppressor is crafty. He is a serpent. He is definitely a serpent. Okay? You think he looks so harmless, and you get up close to him, and he wrap up, and the second you come close to him, he wrap around you and squeeze the life out of you. And then gobble you up. That's what he did to the Native Americans. As soon as he got close to him, he squeezed the life out of them and gobbled up the entire land, man. There's no way. Your oppressor is a cancer in this earth. If the Most High do not come and destroy him, he is going to wipe the entire earth out. Meaning this. It's still going to be people, but his policies and the things that he'd like to do, it's going to be, he's going to put an end to the earth. Think about what he did with the alternative lifestyle. You can't reproduce being alternative. You can't reproduce. So guess what, alternative people? You are going to die. And maybe all your alternativeness will be gone. And that might not be such a bad thing, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. That y'all can't reproduce. That might not be such an awful, that might not be so bad. You gotta come out of that, man. That's what the scriptures say, what? Come out of her, my people. Come out of her, my people, man. Not the nonsense that other people think it means. It means run off somewhere and come out of America, or leave America, get your passport, and go somewhere else under another oppressor. That's not what it means. Come about the mindset. Stop thinking like that. Stop thinking like they think. Stop wanting the things that they want. We should want one thing. We should don't for one time in your life, don't you want to be free? Don't you want to see what that's like? Don't you want to be on top? Don't you want to feel what it's like to be sitting on top for a second? Not be oppressed. Not have to get up and go to a job that you hate. People spend 10, 15, 20 years waking up every morning, going to a job that they absolutely hate. That they cannot stand the sight of seeing the building or the people inside of the building. And imagine you going there and you getting up every day going there for 20 years. You are oppressed. That's your life. Don't you want to change that? Don't you want something different? Don't you want something more than that? I tell you, man, when you serve the Lord, man, He will change all of that. You come in here and get in all black. Start learning how to serve the Lord properly. Start following these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. The Lord is going to change all of that for you, man. And then, in a short time, not too far away, when the Lord finally brings the judgment on His kingdom, that forced drugs on us, that forced prostitution on us, that forced labor on us, that forced alternative lifestyle on us. When the Lord finally gives us the justice that we have, you'll feel what it's like to be on top, man. You'll feel what it's like to be on top. You'll feel what it's like to actually have that thing that the Lord has for you. You'll actually get that thing, man. That thing that they talk about in Christianity, that they say, I'm talking to somebody out there. That's what they be saying. I'm talking to somebody out there. The Lord has got something for. Well, you'll actually get that. Not no nonsense like they be talking about. I don't know what the hell it is. I'm talking to somebody. I'm talking to every black, Hispanic, and Native American there is. I'm talking to all of y'all. Not just no one person. The Lord has something for his children, for the children of Israel, man. The only requirement of that, to receive that thing, is obedience. Okay? And he shall, read on, and he shall magnify himself in his heart. How do he magnify himself in his heart? I'm going to go back to that war on drugs days. Because what did they do? As they was the one bringing up the drugs. And that's another crafty thing he did, man. That war on drugs, man, that destroyed black America, that's another craftiness hand through his policy. Because what did he do then? Who has heard of the Rockefeller laws? When you get caught with crack cooked up, which was, poor people's choice. It was easy for them to buy a $10 rock. But you get caught with that, you get 7 years. But you get caught with the same form and powder, which of course is not a poor man's drug, you was getting less time. You didn't get that. It was his crafty policy was directly targeting poor black people, man. While his rich friends, of course, they come to the hood, they just want to get them, they little smart, get them a little line or two, and go back to wherever it is they came from. And what did they say again? They said we need tougher laws, tougher punishments to crack down on this drug problem that we have. The whole time, he the biggest drug dealer in the dang on world. Ain't nobody selling more drugs than him. Not one single person selling more drugs than the old president. He bringing all the drugs in. And bringing it in on purpose to do what? To destroy blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. He ain't flooding his neighborhood with it. But he definitely flood ours. He definitely does that, man. And how was he able to do it? Through your favorite thing, integration. Because without that, how would we been able to move about in our neighborhoods? We just saw oppressor and been like, hold on, what the hell are you doing over here? What's going on? What you got going on? You're in the wrong neck of the woods. But because you wanted to integrate with it, this is the result. This is what we get right here. So I can double check right quick to make sure I don't got no questions. Yeah, that's what we get right there. Because we chose to integrate. All right, the language wild. And through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. And he shall magnify himself in his heart. Again, magnifying himself in his heart, saying, what? Look at what I'm doing. We getting these, and know what they say, we getting these drugs off the street. We getting these drugs off the street, these violent drug dealers off the street. Meanwhile, he is murdering everybody to take over the drug market. How do you think he did it? He went and murdered everybody and took over the whole market. Drugs was not something new to your oppressor. He knew right where to go get it and right what to do with it. Okay? Reading on, and it say, and by peace shall destroy many. Because what? Again, we just gonna, I'm just gonna, since I'm just talking about the drug war and the war on drugs, I'm just gonna stick to the topic. Stick to the subject of what I'm talking about. It seems so right. Lock them up. They want to sell drugs. They destroying the community. They this, that, they violent. They this. But he is the mastermind behind all of it. Think about what we were just saying about the alternative lifestyle. They say you shouldn't judge them. Let them be whatever it is you want to be. They ain't telling you you're going to have monkeypox, HIV. You're going to have bumps all over your face and lips. They're not telling you everything. It just sounds so, I don't even know how to say it. That don't sound anywhere near right. It's a lot. It just doesn't. It doesn't sound anywhere near like anything I would want to be a part of or any of my, no. But back to the point, and you can't reproduce. It doesn't procreate. Which just by nature should tell you what? It's the wrong thing to do. Just by nature. Just by living life, it should tell you that it's the wrong thing to do. Just by living life, it should tell you it's the wrong thing to do. Because you can't create life. So what happens if everybody alternative? No life gets created and everybody on the planet dies. But just go out and what's wrong with it? Don't ask me a dumb question like what's wrong with it. I'm not going to answer that ever. Okay, I'm not going to ever answer a question like that. This is all through all of these things are done through his philosophies. All of them. Slide. 1 second. Okay. Read now. And by peace he shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes. Shall also stand up against the prince of princes, man. And that's what he does. He glorified. He has made himself. He has made himself Christ in this world. Said, I'm Christ in this world. That's what he did. He don't want to serve the real Christ. He wants to battle him. He wants to battle the real Christ, man. And of course, like I said, what's going to happen? Oh, I didn't read that part yet. I'm going to get to it. He's going to fail. And don't think that your oppressor ain't looking at the kingdom right now, and looking at his kingdom right now and seeing it fall completely apart. Don't think that. Don't think that for 1 second. Don't think 10 years ago he ain't know his kingdom was falling apart. 10 years ago he knew it. 10 years ago, he knew. He just doing what anybody would do. You're just fighting to try to hold on and stay on top. You're just fighting. No king wants to just give his kingdom away. That's why I said, well, they say when Christ gonna have many crowns on his head. He ain't gonna have them on his head because they just don't give it to him. He just gonna come and they just gonna hand it over to him. No, they gonna fight. They're gonna fight. They ain't gonna do them no good, but they still gonna do it. All right? They're still going to do it. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. He's gonna get broken without hand. And we can do that. And we can do that inside of this kingdom too. Like what does the scripture say? It says our weapons are not carnal, spiritual. Think about what the children, how hard did the children of Israel fight when they came out of Egypt? They didn't raise a finger, nor did they have to. It's the same thing right now. That's why you see so many parallels. That's why you see all the parallels. All we have to do, the best thing that we can do is just give our obedience to the Most High. Do the things that he said do. Keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Be mindful of how we treat one another, man. This brotherhood is the best thing that we have. This brotherhood is the only real weapon that we have against our oppressors. That's the strongest weapon we have, is our love for one another, man. That is the strongest weapon that we have. Because why is our love for one another the strongest? Because the Lord is going to fight our battle. We don't have to fight. The Lord will bring down the greatest nation. They say that America is the greatest nation on the planet or ever, or whatever the nonsense is they say. And the Lord is going to crumble this thing right before our very eyes. And we won't have to deliver us out of here. And we're not going to lift a finger. And in him doing that, guess what else? The world will understand that the Lord didn't forget about us, man. They're going to understand in that moment that the Lord did not forget about us. Okay? From there, let's get Proverbs 7:1. Select. Give me 1 second here. Select. Matter of fact, so I can get James 1. James in the first chapter. Yeah, so we always just have to be mindful, man. Like again, our brotherhood Our brotherhood is the best weapon that we can have against our oppressor. There is nothing better than our brotherhood. Nothing better. Like, I'm just looking to make sure I don't have any. One second. Yes, our brotherhood is locked about that. Our brotherhood is our greatest weapon against our enemy, man. What we have for one another. As a matter of fact, let's get 1 Corinthians 15 in the 15th chapter. Let's do that. Let's do that. 1 Corinthians in the 15th chapter. Our brotherhood is the best thing the best weapons, the best weapon that we have against our oppressor. Okay? It is important, man. The thing is, man, I thought I had love when I was in the streets, but coming into UPK, man, and get this type of brotherhood is something you'll never find out there. You'll never find that out there, man. That's something you'll never, and what you get in here is something that nobody out there will understand. You can't get this. You can't get this from your homeboys. And you don't get it from them because you got to worry about them breaking in your house, trying to steal what you got. And here you get a genuine love, man. And here you get a genuine love, man. We have to stop. Our number one problem inside of this kingdom is that we put our everything into the oppressor. It's our number one problem inside of this kingdom. We don't look to each other for anything, but we look to him for everything. And in about 20 minutes, we're about to find out real quick that he has zero love for us. Zero. And he never has had any love for us. And as a matter of fact, if we actually look at it, we don't see a point where he has shown any love for us. You can't find a time, a period since we've been over here inside of here where he showed a genuine love for us. All right? In 1 Corinthians 15, jump down to verse 58. We're gonna pick it up after 50, at 58. It says, therefore, my beloved brethren, be steadfast. Be steadfast. Unmovable. Be steadfast and unmovable. Let's look up this word steadfast right quick. Let's see what that means. Look up the word steadfast. Slide down on one finger typer. it says, resolutely or dutifully firm and unwavering, steadfast, loyal, unwavering. It's like being unwavering. You ain't, this thing that we stand on, this truth that brothers stand on, this truth that brothers go put their life on the line for, man. This is just not something that we just decide we want to do when we feel like it. This is something we do every day, man. This is a life that we live. The sacrifices brothers make, man. The things that brothers give up, man. A lot of these brothers, you don't think that some of them sometimes want to be at home with their family? But we don't, because what? It's a work that needs to get done. It's work that needs to get done, man. And that's because we love brothers and sisters, man. We put their need first versus our want. We put their need in front of what we want. We want to be at home with our loved ones. But y'all need to hear this truth, man. Y'all need to wake up. Y'all need to stop whatever it is you're doing and start serving the Lord. Okay? Steadfast, unmovable. We can't get unmoved in here. How the hell you think that somebody gonna come tell me the truth and then now I'm gonna turn to some Egyptology nonsense because you telling me about some pyramids? Or telling me about what ahtham. I thought one of their favorite was ahtham. You think I'm gonna listen to that garbage? And I know what the Hamites did to us. I don't make no sense. Why would I go? I'm not supposed to stay in Christianity. It's the same thing. You under a person who will oppress you either way it goes. You under an oppressor. Either way it goes, you under somebody who wants to oppress you. You have to want to be free. You have to want to be free. That's how you know the Bible said it. The scripture said again, like I said earlier, it said, the truth shall set you free. I understand, like I said earlier again, I understand you don't know who you are, so you over here, you over there. Like the scripture say, the whole earth is out of whack because my people Israel, we swaying over here, we over there, we swaying back and forth from this, we in that religion, all trying to figure out who we are. But the truth now is right here. Now we got the truth. And we got to be steadfast and unmovable in it. We got to be 10 toes down in this damn thing, man. That's why we out there on them street corners every day. That's why we out there in the streets teaching. That's why you see us out there. Even though we get called crazy Negroes out there screaming and hollering. In about 10 minutes, you're about to actually shut your mouth and start listening. Because you ain't going to have no choice. In about 10 minutes, it's only going to be standing room in these classes. Because you ain't going to have no choice. Because your oppressor is about to really turn, he's setting the stage to really turn up on you. And he really about to do it. He's setting the stage for it. Get ready, because coming to a town near you, your oppressor don't care if you're about to show you. It's coming to a town near you. Therefore, my beloved brother, be ye steadfast, unmovable, Always abounding in the work of the Lord. You have to always be doing this work. When you in the truth, it's no such thing as a day off. There's no such thing as that, man. You always working in this truth. Even the smallest thing, meaning your conduct and how you carry yourself, in the public. Think about everybody. Everybody is always, when you in this truth, everybody is always watching because they want to see you make a mistake. They can't wait to see you make a mistake. They Christian pastors can sleep with as many people in the goddamn congregation as he wants to. Take all your money and do all kind of things. Eat pork right there. You can do everything abominable there is to do, and they let it ride. But they are watching you every second for that one mistake to go, I told you so. I told you so. And as much as we say we're not affiliated with nobody, a lot of times when I talk to people, they always try to associate us with the perfect people. I have to explain to them that we not them and that we are different than them. It's always a work, man. There's always a brother out there that's hungry, that needs clothing. It's always a constant work. It's always somebody who needs the truth, who needs you to go out there and give them the breath of life. We walk past them all the time. We see the valley of the dry bones every day when we walk, just our general walk in life. We see it every single day, man. It is a constant work, a never-ending work, a work you don't get a day off of. You don't get no day off with this, man. For as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. And our labor in the Lord is not in vain. It's not the vain labor that you put in for your oppressor. That's vain. He undoing everything that he said. He undoing everything that he said he was doing for you. He's undoing it. He is undoing it. That's not how the work is of the Lord when you do it. It's not in vain when you work for the Lord, man. It's not in vain when you give your allegiance and your obedience to the Lord, man. The Lord will actually deliver you. The Lord will actually change your life, change your family life. You will learn how to be at the head of your household. Instead of being scared, instead of being scared of your woman and letting your woman run things and happy wife, happy life and all that garbage, all that nonsense. The Lord will show you, the Bible will show you how to be a man. You come in this UPK, man. We build men here, man. We don't build no punks in here. Or you can go to the Christian church and blow around and bam on the tambourine. With that, Shalom, Israel.
Trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, so packed.